Remember when breakfast cereals seemed innocent? Just something quick to pour into a bowl before school or work. Those were simpler times. Here's the thing. While you've been grabbing that same colorful box off the shelf, the cereal industry has been quietly making things worse. A 2025 study found that cereals launched between 2010 and 2023 now contain 34% more fat, 32% more sodium, and 11% more sugar than before. And get this, protein and fiber are actually declining. Some cereals pack more sugar per serving than a Twinkie, with ingredient lists that read like a chemistry experiment gone wrong. So, today, we're counting down the 5 breakfast cereals you need to think twice about buying. The ones with deceptive marketing, shocking nutrition facts, and flavors that promise way more than they deliver. Smash that subscribe button because we're about to save you from some seriously questionable breakfast choices. Number 5. Kellogg's Honey Smacks. Let's start with a cereal that's been fooling parents since the 1950s. Originally called Sugar Smacks, which was at least honest, this got rebranded to Honey Smacks in the 80s. What you actually get is puffed wheat coated in a sugar glaze so thick it makes the cereal shine like it's been varnished. 1 cup contains 18 grams of sugar. That's more than a Hostess Twinkie. You're starting your day with dessert levels of sugar, and the cereal box is sitting there acting like this is normal. Add milk and watch what happens. Within 30 seconds, those puffed wheat pieces turn soggy and sticky, dissolving into a syrupy mess. The artificial honey flavor dominates everything. No complexity, just aggressive sweetness that coats your mouth. At around $5.99 for a 15.3-ounce box, Environmental Working Group researchers found this to be 56% sugar by weight. The box mentions whole grain wheat as the first ingredient, but sugar is second, followed by glucose syrup and honey. 3 different forms of sugar in the top 4 ingredients. Bottom line, you're paying $6 for a product that turns into mush faster than you can finish eating. Number 4. Post Golden Crisp. Golden Crisp has been around forever, and that longevity hasn't made it any better. This is the cereal equivalent of those gas station donuts. Looks golden and appealing, tastes like regret 30 seconds in. What you're getting is puffed corn coated in a sugar glaze that accounts for more than half its weight. 1 cup delivers 12 grams of sugar, but nobody eats just 1 cup. Pour yourself an actual bowl, and you're looking at closer to 18 to 20 grams. That's 40% of your daily sugar intake before you've touched coffee. The texture goes limp in milk within seconds. The glaze turns sticky and clumpy, creating weird pockets of concentrated sweetness mixed with bland, soggy corn puffs. And get this, the mascot is a literal bear who can't stop eating it. That's the marketing angle. Addictive sweetness. The ingredient list reads like a processed food tutorial. Sugar, high fructose corn syrup, palm oil, artificial sweeteners. No fiber to slow absorption. Nothing resembling actual nutrition. Number 3. Kellogg's Froot Loops. If this is already saving you from a bad breakfast, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Froot Loops, the cereal with the toucan mascot that's been in every kid's bowl since the 60s. You can probably hear "Follow Your Nose" in Toucan Sam's voice right now. This cereal is diet theater at its finest. 1 1/3 cups contains 12 grams of sugar and 210 milligrams of sodium. That's 9% of your daily sodium in breakfast cereal. The sweetness represents 24% of your recommended daily intake before you've added anything else. Those vibrant colors: red 40, yellow 5, blue 1, yellow 6. Artificial dyes that would require warning labels in the UK for potentially causing hyperactivity in children. Here in America, they just make the milk turn gray-purple. Every loop tastes identical despite the different colors. There's no actual fruit. At around $4 for 19.4 ounces, the first ingredient is corn flour blend, but sugar is next. And when you factor in the maltodextrin, another form of glucose, you're looking at roughly 35 to 40% sugar by weight. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit that like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. The box talks about whole grains and fiber with 3 grams per serving, except that's added fiber extracted from industrial sources, then pumped back in. Meanwhile, researchers at Yale ranked this in the top 10 cereals to avoid. This survives on aggressive marketing and childhood nostalgia. Number 2. Cap'n Crunch. Cap'n Crunch occupies a special place in cereal infamy. It's the breakfast that actively injures your mouth. If you've ever eaten a bowl, you know exactly what this means. Those sharp edges scrape the roof of your mouth raw. But the physical pain is just the beginning. 1 cup contains 16 grams of added sugar. That's 32% of your daily maximum. The American Heart Association recommends women limit added sugars to 25 grams daily and men to 38 grams. 1 bowl gets you dangerously close to that cap at the first meal of the day. The pieces are dense, artificially flavored corn and oat rectangles that barely soften in milk, maintaining their mouth-shredding consistency throughout. At $4.50 for 12.5 ounces, the ingredient list shows corn flour, sugar, oat flour, brown sugar, 2 different sweeteners in the top 4 ingredients. Here's where it gets tricky. The box lists 1 cup as a serving, 150 calories, 16 grams of sweetener. But nobody pours 1 cup. A normal bowl is closer to 1.5 to 2 cups, which means you're consuming 24 to 32 grams in 1 sitting. That exceeds the daily limit for women and hits the limit for men before 9 in the morning. You're paying $4.50 for the privilege of shredding your mouth while consuming a day's worth of sweetener. Number 1. Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Here we are. Number 1. The worst offender on this list. Raisin Bran? The boring cereal your health-conscious aunt eats? That's exactly the problem. Raisin Bran is the ultimate example of health washing in the cereal industry. It sits on the shelf wearing its fiber content like a badge of honor. 2 scoops of raisins. Whole grain wheat bran flakes. It looks responsible. It's a lie wrapped in a brown box. 1 cup contains 18 grams of sugar. That's 36% of your daily added sugar limit in a cereal that markets itself as health food. For context, that's the same amount as 2 glazed donuts. And get this, a chunk of that sweetness isn't naturally occurring from the raisins. They add processed sweetener to the flakes themselves, then coat the raisins in additional sweetener. You're getting layers of glucose on dried fruit that's already concentrated fructose. The box proudly advertises 7 grams of fiber. Here's what they don't highlight. You're consuming more sweetener than fiber, and the glucose spike negates most of the benefits that fiber provides. The front talks about whole grains and heart health. The back reveals processed sweetener is the 2nd or 3rd ingredient. What makes this particularly enraging is who Raisin Bran targets. Adults trying to make responsible choices. People who grew up being told that bran equals healthy. The cereal industry knows that fiber buzzwords sell to health-conscious consumers who don't flip the box over. A 2025 study specifically called out products like this, cereals that market wholesome ingredients while delivering excessive glucose. It's predatory marketing aimed at people actively trying to do better. You're paying $3.75 for the illusion of a responsible breakfast choice while consuming dessert levels of sweetness. It might not be the worst tasting cereal on this list, but it is absolutely the most dishonest. When a cereal markets itself as healthy while delivering more sweetness than genuine nutrition, that's calculated deception. And that makes Raisin Bran worse than any cartoon mascoted product that at least looks like candy. The breakfast cereal landscape has become a minefield of misleading marketing and nutritional disappointment. From Honey Smacks at number 5 to Raisin Bran at number 1, proving that health washing is more dangerous than honest junk food. Your cereal choice reveals whether you're falling for cartoon mascots and fiber buzzwords or actually reading nutrition labels. The industry counts on you being too rushed or too nostalgic to question what's in that colorful box. Here's the bottom line. If a cereal contains more sweetness than fiber or markets health benefits while delivering dessert-level glucose, put it back. Look for cereals with less than 6 grams of sweetener per serving, at least 4 grams of fiber, and ingredient lists you can actually pronounce. Don't let the cereal industry profit from your nostalgia. These companies have spent decades perfecting the art of making processed glucose look like nutrition. Hit subscribe if this video changed how you'll pick your next cereal, and drop a comment telling us which ranking you think we got wrong.